Hello, the internet. Let's test the things. Okay. My mic seems to be coming through nice and clear. Audio on desktop is quiet at the moment. The Sirenscape is a little quiet, but it does seem to be going. Forgive me if things are a little bit rusty. I'm just double checking stuff. We haven't streamed in like a month, and I haven't done Captain's Log in a while. I'm also testing out some new stuff. I got my mic in a new position. Hopefully I'm not gonna bop it as much. Yes. Anyways, if you have found us, my name is Merrick Moyer, my pronouns are he, him, and I am going to be playing a game of Captain's Log, the Star Trek Adventures solo RPG tonight. Oh, I've lost my page. How dare I do something so foolish. And we haven't been online in a very long time, and so I have quite the list of stuff to go through. Let me just see. Yeah, I'm seeing my audio thing go up, which is good. And I'm seeing the desktop audio come on. That's better. Well, I guess that's not better. You probably want me more than you want the Sirenscape. I don't know. Maybe you just want to chill and listen to some Sirenscape, in which case you should pick it up. It's a really cool thing. Okay. Main stuff. The channel is we are Roll20 ambassadors. Not that I'm using Roll20 for Captain's Log, although I suppose I could, but it'd be a little weird. No, you could do some cool tracking stuff and whatnot. And I suppose you could pull like the like pre-made Modiphius tiles and get some really interesting stuff going on. That would be pretty fun. What's new with Roll20 right now? They just announced their Roll20, what was it, like Jetpack or Jump Pack or Jump Start or something like that, where they're redoing all of their technology. So that's pretty cool. And so we're going to see some sort of under the hood changes and faster processing, better, just a better sort of system. It's going to be cool. Looking forward to seeing how that goes up. What else? I did mention the channel has been inactive for a while. It's because we've just been real busy. We did the Supernatural one-shot. We did our 3 Halloween ones with Sentience 2D20, and then Octun Cthulhu, Mysteries of the Manor, and then Old Gods of Appalachia. All 3 of those VODs are up on our YouTube, youtube.com/@SkyhammerPress. But yeah, we had so many projects this fall that streaming kind of took a back seat, and now I'm going to go through a couple of them. One thing, tying into Star Trek Adventures, I was on the Continuing Conversations podcast with Jim Johnson and Michael Dismuke. Michael Dismuke, I'm going to lose my page again, lead writer for Star Trek Adventures, Captain's Log, actually, and you know what? I can show that right here in the book, where we can go like bam, bam, bam. Whoa, look at that. Lead writer, Michael Dismuke. And then right above him, project manager, Jim Johnson. Both very lovely people, super fun to chat with. That episode was called... Oh, we got the ribbon in there, we're good. That episode was called Enrich Your Gaming Experience, and it was about coming up with stories to play in Star Trek Adventures that were beyond the bridge. So not the like, let's solve this humanitarian issue, let's solve this science-y thing. It was, what do you do if you just want to have like some downtime? And we like talked about bowling and holodecks and getting into like the focuses on your character sheet that you maybe don't use all the time. It was a really fun conversation, and I am going to be back with them on another episode in like the next 2 or 3 weeks. I'm not certain what the schedule was, but that'll be up on their channel within the next couple of weeks, hopefully in December. If you're looking for that, Continuing Conversations can be found on YouTube at Studio Tembo. So again, that was really cool, and had a lot of fun. What else? I wrote a new adventure for Octung Cthulhu, and that one is called Shadow of the Crawling Chaos. It'll be out around March. Very, very excited for people to see this one. It is a murder mystery, and I had a lot of fun putting that one together. Let's see. Oh, Cohors Cthulhu, massive project. The episodes for that are all out on YouTube right now, so it's an actual play, a lot like how we did Octung Cthulhu, Falcons of Fortune back in the spring. And so each episode is short, 20 to 30 minutes. We cut out a lot of the middle bits and put in rules explanations to kind of teach you as we're going, but in like a short bite-sized format. We played Rude Awakening, the adventure by the quick start adventure for Cohors Cthulhu, and we made characters. We did a session 0 that you can watch, and then there was 8 episodes of play. It was so super fun. Modiphius commissioned us for that, and used it to tie into their Kickstarter. And so that was a massive, super cool project that took a lot of time and work through October and November. And those episodes are all out right now, so you can go check those out. Also a 2D20 game if you're watching like the Star Trek thing and you want to see other implementations of 2D20. Cohors Cthulhu is Lovecraftian eldritch horror, but set in the Roman Empire. So very, very cool. Super awesome. What else? 3 more projects, but I can only talk about 2 of them. I am under NDA for one of them. I will talk about it when I am able to, but I worked on something that was super, super cool, and that's handed in. Another thing, 2 weeks ago at the Dragonsteel conference, which is Brandon Sanderson's like pop culture conference for his novels and so on. Brotherwise Games announced the team for the upcoming Stormlight RPG, and I can finally say that I am an adventure writer for the Stormlight Archive RPG, which is just ridiculous and super cool. I love the Stormlight Archive. I kind of came to Brandon Sanderson a little bit late. Mistborn was the first couple of books that I had read because I knew that they were really, really good. And so I just picked up the trilogy and burned through them real quick and went, wow, these are great. Went back to Elantris and then eventually jumped into the Stormlight Archive. And to get to write a Stormlight Archive adventure set on Roshar is pretty wild. So, again, still under NDA for things like that, and I can't talk about too much about it, but the fact that they announced the team means I can talk a little bit about it and say the game is super cool. It's really fun to play, and the team is very, very fun to work with. So looking forward to more developments about that over the next year. Third project. Jen and I are writing board game reviews. So we're writing board game reviews for a website called gametheory.ca. And this is an Edmonton-based seller of board games and puzzles. And it was founded by a good friend of ours, someone I've known for, about 20 years now. Jeez. And he and his partner put up this this website. So he and his partner, and then their business partners, put up this website to sell board games and puzzles, and they ship anywhere in North America. and you should go and check them out. So again, that's gametheory.ca, and Jen and I are playing through a selection of their board games and writing up reviews to help people who maybe don't know board games pick the games that would work for them and their family. We're playing them with our kids and sort of like reviewing it through that lens. So it's been really, really fun to just like introduce all of these like wonderful games to our kids. And like some of them were only playing with the older kids, some of them were playing with the younger kids as well. And it's just been so cool. It's a great opportunity, and I really, really hope that if you are looking to order some board games, you will support my friend's website, gametheory.ca. Like, check it out. I'm gonna talk about it a whole bunch more in other things. Yeah, okay, so that's all the stuff that's kind of been going on. But now we need to talk about the stuff that's upcoming. And most of it is Expanse related. So if you are a Hellbreakers fan, this is the sort of stuff that you've been waiting for. First of all, before we get to Hellbreakers, the Expanse fan community ran a one-page Adventure Jam competition back in August and September. And they got a whole bunch of submissions, and then the admins and the GMs of the fan group reviewed all of them and picked a winner, and the winner was an adventure called A Rock and a Hot Place by Jesse Akins. I'm hoping I'm saying the name correctly, but I'll find out in the next 2 weeks. But Jesse wrote this. It's a great adventure, and I am going to be running his adventure on Saturday, December 16th, starting at noon Mountain Time, which is 8 p.m. CET, European Time, which is important because we're going to have Jesse come on and play the game that he wrote. We're also going to have Odin Lovely, who is the sort of like top community organizer for the fan community, and Odin lives in Europe, and so he's gonna play, and we had to work the timelines, so we're gonna start at noon on the Saturday. Let's see, we will also ideally have a couple of players from Green Ronin stopping by, so hope you can check that out. If you don't check it out live, it will of course be on the YouTube later as a VOD. What else have we got? Hellbreakers. So, if you have been watching our lovely The Expanse RPG actual play Hellbreakers for 2 seasons, you would know that we ended on quite the cliffhanger back in July for our Season 2 finale. Spoiler alert, a whole bunch of builder technology swarmed out into their system and is causing who knows what sort of havoc. We're going to pick up where that story left off on Monday, January 8th? I want to say it's the 8th. Let me pull up my calendar and just double check. Oh, what do we got? We got going on? Oh. Just got a bot. Ignore the bot. Yeah, Monday, January 8th. Hellbreakers is back for Season 3, and we will see what is going on with that whole exciting thing. I think that's all of the stuff. We were talking about doing another couple of one-shots. We're not going to get to those. This might be the last time I stream before the Christmas break, honestly, because December is quite busy. So this might be the last time live on the channel until Hellbreakers on January 8th. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, if you want to keep up with stuff, best thing to do is probably honestly follow on TikTok. I do a lot of updates on TikTok. So TikTok is at Skyhammer Press, and I mean all the other places as well: Bluesky, Hive, the app formerly known as Twitter, YouTube, Threads, whatever we're on right now. It's all at Skyhammer Press except for X, which is at Skyhammer K. But you'll find me. Oh, that was a lot of stuff. I've been live for 20 minutes. I talked for 15 minutes and we haven't gotten to Star Trek yet. I hope I didn't lose a whole bunch of people. But now we're going to do, backed by popular demand, some more Captain's Log. We are going to do a shorter one tonight. I'm not going to do a whole 15 scenes. I'm going to do 9 scenes, I think. I'm going to do 3 for the acts. Partly because I'm out of practice and it's been a while. And also, oh God, it's been a while. And also because I'm just, a little tired. Got lots of stuff going on. It's December. It's busy. I'm sure you know. And forgive me if I forget rules and stuff because I haven't played this since August. But in my last video, I mentioned that I was thinking if you were streaming Captain's Log, you would probably do most of the sort of stuff off stream and then just start with your Captain's Log and go into the adventures. But comments on the video said, no, we want to see the entire thing. So let's do it. Let's do the entire thing. And so we're going to go to, I'm going to leave the hard copy open to the steps. And then I will use the PDF that you all can see to actually step through and roll the specifics. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to roll on the mission table, which is page 257 if you're following along at home. There we go. 257? 255? Yeah, because I'm on this page. Here we go. Mission type. Alright. We're going to take a couple of notes as we go. Where'd all that stuff go? I definitely wrote some stuff in there when I was prepping this afternoon, and it's not there, but who knows? My character, if you haven't watched the previous episodes of Star Trek Frontrunner, is Chief Engineer Pines, a Romulan Starfleet officer, post-Nemesis, so we're in like the Lower Decks era, and they was raised on an Illyrian world and has some genetic modifications and a genetic prosthesis. They are is a engineer specializing in warp field dynamics and gambling. Really wants to test prototype engines and so on. That is their goal. So let's get moving. First things first, roll on the mission type. What have we got? Rolled an 11, which means a patrol. Okay. What are we patrolling? Okay, so we flip forward to patrol. Numerous potential threats confront the Federation. Hostilities along the Cardassian and Romulan borders, the Borg, the Nausicaans, an upswing in terrorist activities by the Maquis. In addition, while each Federation member provides for their own planetary and solar system security, Starfleet, patrols the routes inside Federation space between member worlds to ensure the safety and security of civilian traffic. Patrol missions are simple. Patrol the space in your assigned area of operation, scan for unidentified or potentially hostile vessels, and intercept them. Conflict is always a last resort. How far will you go to keep the peace? Now, our ship, a Cheyenne class, right there, is smallish. It is mostly a first responder ship, so it's fast and multi sort of faceted, not heavily specialized in anything other than speed. So let me double check. What do we got? It's got extensive shuttle bays so that we can scramble as needed. It's got advanced transporters, which is always good. It's got an improved impulse drive for maneuvering in those system type areas, and it's got backup EPS conduits. So its warp drive isn't actually that much faster than anything else. But its engines are at a 10, so that's pretty good, right? Engineering 4 too? That's good. We're good. We're great. Ooh, I'm very blue right now. Okay, what type of patrol? We're going to roll a d20, and we get a 10, which is monitor comm traffic. Okay. This is shaping up to be so exciting. Okay, so we're patrolling, we're monitoring comm traffic. No big deal. What's the next step? That was step 2. On to step 3, we're going to roll an incident and a theme. So our incident is D20, a 7. We're going to explore. Okay. What are we exploring? Our theme is a 2, which is a colony. Okay, so we're going to explore a colony. Honestly, I was kind of hoping for more of a ship thing. Because, you know, I was down on the planet last time. But that's fine. Let's just roll with it. See what I did there. Step 4. Roll d20 to generate a starting advantage, even result, or complication, odd result. So I got a 2, which means we're starting with an advantage again. Step 5, depending on result, roll a starting advantage. Here we are. Is that a 5 or a 9? That is a 9. An ancient discovery. Investigating the planet or phenomenon reveals an ancient relic or piece of technology that can help the crew with their mission. Okay. An ancient discovery. Do we have that last time? I feel like that was similar. As needed, generate people, places, and things you may encounter during this mission using the various probability matrices located in appendixes 2 through 4. Write your opening captain's log, see sample on page 234, and launch your adventure. I feel like I don't have enough information right now, but we'll find out. We'll see what's going on. We'll roll some encounters to get some like interesting stuff. Yeah, we'll get some non-player characters later. Who knows what the colony is going to be? Okay. So, Chief Engineer's log. Stardate. Who knows? Pines is not good at stardates. Because I don't write down stardates. The USS Frontrunner has been assigned to patrol. Ooh. You know what? Let's find out where we are. We got that, right? We have locations. Generating random threats. Okay. So I feel like what we do is we go back to yeah, we go back to the section where you generate your characters and we figure out where we are. Yeah. because we got tables here for in the life path creation. Species. Environment settings. Okay, so we're going to go species first. And we're going to go with the next generation era. We got a 14, which gives me Pakled. Okay, cool. Now we're off and running. We are patrolling near Pakled space, and we are monitoring comm traffic for any new developments after the clump ships have been attacking Federation vessels. I love it. Okay, Pakleds. Fantastic. Is it a Pakled colony? Let's do the yes or no probability matrix. Okay, that is on page 254. Here we go. Okay. Is it a Pakled colony? I'd say somewhat probable. So we're going to do 0 to 12 is a yes. Yes, there's a Pakled colony. Okay, we're going to determine a couple of details about the colony. I love it. This is hilarious. Here we go. Environment settings. This is on page 103. I got a 18. Okay, it's a starship or starbase. We're okay. All right. So it's a Pakled clump base. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna make some of these notes. We don't have an official mission name yet, but we're going to do. Let me swap this from the art. And okay, so mission, patrol and monitor comm traffic, and we're gonna save this and see what how it looks. Okay, yeah, we can get a little bit more space up there. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Pakled colony clump base. There's an ancient discovery. Okay, let's put those notes in. Weird. So weird. I love the Pakleds. If you don't know who the Pakleds are, they're in the next generation, and they like trick Geordi into coming over onto their ship to fix their ship, and they try to like steal him, and then we've got the Pakleds a whole bunch in the early seasons of Lower Decks. I'm rewatching all of the next generation right now, and I haven't gotten to it yet, but I'm so excited to see them on screen in live action, because I honestly just don't remember that from my other times through the next generation. Okay. So, Chief Engineer's log, the USS Frontrunner has been assigned to patrol an area of Pakled-controlled space near their clump base, Big Hat 6. Big Hat 6 is an unknown entity. We're not certain their armament or defensive aggressive capabilities, but with the Pakled ships of the most recent years, you can never be certain. We'll have to stay pretty scarce and just listen in and hope not to get their attention. I guess the first thing we'll do is set up in a The captain will put us in a... You know what? I don't even remember if I detailed the captain, but I think I did at some point. I don't remember I think it was her details, but we'll set up, a couple light years maybe away from the Pac-led starbase, and just park, try and extend our bandwidth, which will be our first scene. So Chief Engineer Pines will be aiding the science officers with boosting our comms capabilities, and I'd say it's probably like one of those long scenes where you're in a Jeffries tube and you're rewiring EPS conduits and it's cramped, but just hanging out, having a pretty good time. Let's see how long it takes with our initial roll. And then we'll figure out how to get the ancient discovery in a little bit later. But, so we open up, just hanging out. I feel like I should have a friend. I wish I had the Majel Discord bot ready to just like generate a new NPC the way that they did. But what we'll do is we will create a science officer that I am helping. And this science officer is... Here are the species. Okay, so we're going to roll a random era for them. We got a 14, which is next generation era again. And under next generation era, we got a natural 1, which is a Bajoran. So we're going to go... We don't have a gender in here. We'll go with my old D&D helper thing that I used to do when making NPCs. Gender identity on a D8 scale. Now I need to find a D8, though. So impossible to find dice in this house. Nah, this handful. Got a D8. Alright. Gender identity. We got a 5, which is a little bit more on the masculine side, but still pretty in the middle of the gender binary. So this little table that I made a couple of years ago was just to help me introduce a little bit more diversity in my characters when I was like, I need to make an NPC on the spot. And so 1 was woman, 7 was man, 8 was trans, and 4 in the middle was genderqueer. And so we're on a little bit more of a masculine side for this particular character. I like it. It's cool. Hanging out with Bajoran Science Officer. Obviously, we need a name. Ooh. I have so many props and things around. Got my NPC deck from Monty Cook Games. And so this is... Let's go with... Windless. So we're going to say Lieutenant, because that's just nice. So Lieutenant, Windless, and then Bajoran names, their surname is first. So this is their surname, Lieutenant Windless. And then let's give them a given name, Talek. Lieutenant Windless Talek. And so, hey, Talek, how's it going? Yada yada. Show me what we need to do. I'll do the grunt work. And now we're actually... Ooh, let's... I'm gonna give Talek some interests. I'm gonna give them... a... We could do values matrix, but I'm thinking more of a science focus. Yeah, what are they interested in? This is a 2d20 roll. So let's grab 2 of the blue dice. And we got a 9, which is catastrophism. Catastrophism? Like catastrophe? What's catastrophism? The theory that changes in the Earth's crust during geological history have resulted chiefly from sudden, violent, and unusual events. Alright, catastrophes in geology. They're a geologist? What are they doing? I mean, maybe they're like a seismologist, and they're like really into like the sounds that work through. They're an odd choice for this particular job. But maybe they're a sound specialist, and that's what's going on. Oh, Talek and I are definitely in a band together. Pines, as part of their rehabilitation after a serious wound to this area, needs to work on their singing ability. And so Talek is going to be... I mean, I'm just going to go with Bajoran drummer, right? That's fun. Drummer in the band. What music do we play? We'll figure that out later. But right now, let's actually roll for difficulty here. Let me get my engineering dice. And I'm gonna do... I mean, it's just engineering for sure. And I want to help. It's going to be more control than it is daring. And it's long sort of time crawling through the ship and so on. So we are going to go with... Oh, I got system maintenance, so I'm going to call that focus applies. And so our target number is 14 with crits on 5 or lower. I failed. I got a 16 and an 18. Okay, so we didn't get a complication, but the communications array is not being boosted within enough time before our next scene starts. And so we're not anywhere closer to completing our mission. And I'm going to bet my captain is not very happy with how this is going. And Pines is not the sort of person that pushes this off onto somebody that they're working with. Pines would like, I'm sorry, Captain. We're just having a lot of trouble getting this particular system up and running. We're going to need another couple of hours, at which point something happens. So let's get the failure counter up. Oof. Brutal, particularly since I said I was doing 9 scenes instead of 15, and we are starting off poorly. Let's roll an encounter. Alright, generating conflict. Nope. Random threat spends, momentum and threat spends, encounter probability matrix. So while we're parked over this, I'm going to say uninhabited planet, we are unable to pick up the pack-led chatter because the system modifications are taking longer than expected. Not good. Let's find out what the encounter is. 15, a subspace encounter. Things are taking a turn for the weird. Alright. Our subspace encounter is A number 18. A vessel circulars a solar system at maximum warp, unable to reduce its speed as it is caught in a stellar wake. Okay. Ooh. Obviously, that's gotta be a Pakled ship, right? That's the most interesting. So, while we're waiting for the comm chatter to sort of pick up, or for us to pick up the comm chatter, we notice a ship, sensors pick up a ship leaving the Pakled clump base. It flies out into the into the outer, like, Oort cloud area of the solar system and begins a maneuver. It's traveling at warp speed around the solar system, and we're watching in just dumbfounded, what are they doing, as they just keep picking up speed and are continuing in this. They're doing a donut around their star system. Okay. Pines loves this. He loves warp field dynamics, is right in his wheelhouse. So, Captain, can I please retask some of the engineering crews to work on the comms array, and I will attempt to study what is happening to the Pakled ship. And Captain, are you a reasonable captain or not? Let's go to the probability matrix. Captain's annoyed at me because I haven't been able to modify the systems, and now I'm asking to go to something else. But the Pakleds are possibly in imminent danger. I feel like any Starfleet captain is going to recognize that they should have their chief engineer focused in warp field dynamics, trying to help somebody, even though they are ostensibly a enemy of the Federation. Antagonist. The Pakleds have definitely done some attacking, but I think that the Federation helped resettle them after they blew up their own planet. So I'd say it is probable that the captain allows me to retask, and we're going to call this our second scene. You know what? Maybe I'll make it a roll. No, it's not a roll. The captain wouldn't hold this back. Yeah. I think so. So I think second scene we are just going to resolve with a yes-no probability, and it is probable. So a 1 to 15 that the captain says yes. See what you can do. Rolled a natural 1, so the captain, yes. Pines, we need you on this. Figure out what's going on with that Pakled ship. The comms are a lesser priority at this time, but if we can find a way to intervene without causing an incident with the Pakleds, that would be ideal. So Pines has got ideas already. They're thinking like, oh, if we can modify the deflector, or maybe even a torpedo to knock the Pakleds out of their spin, and get them like back into regular space, like we might be able to save their ship. But they're going to need to do a little bit of scanning and figuring out first. So we're going to try and generate an advantage at this point with some scanning. We're going to try and gather information, but we're going to try and go quick. This is ending Act 1. Gather as much data as possible. And let's take a couple of notes. So instead of the pack-led colony clump base, we're going to have pack-led ship at high warp doing donuts. Let's drop that to another line. There is an ancient discovery. We're going to patrol and monitor comm traffic. And we're going to write delayed. I don't have a name for the session yet, but it's percolating. Okay. Warp field dynamics is definitely one of my focuses. We're going to need to go fast, so I'm going to use... Oh, no, but I got to understand. So it's definitely going to be insight, which is not my best ability. So insight engineering, target number 13. But warp field dynamics is going to play a factor because they are traveling at warp. Let's go. So I sat down at my console and... is that how focuses work? Did I just score 3 successes, but I only get 1 momentum because you turn momentum on? I don't remember. So let's find out. Rules of play. Taking action is page 199. There we go. Hey, focuses. Each character has specific focuses that highlight their areas of expertise. How do focuses benefit your character during play? If the character has a focus that applies to the current task and they roll a number equal to or less than their discipline rank, they immediately create an advantage or roll on the advantage table. That advantage is now activated and can be woven into the narrative. At the end of the mission, players may choose to swap out one focus for a new focus. This exemplifies the well-rounded nature of Starfleet training. Okay. So if I roll under, it's not additional successes. It is that I immediately create an advantage. And then personal actions, momentum spent. So right now we are investigating. Momentum spent on the success. On the success is an advantage that gives you additional insight, a positive lead, or other piece of information. It could also end your investigation earlier than you thought. Now, you don't get 2. I don't remember particularly if this means I get to... if I get to get an advantage right away and also save a momentum. But I don't think I do. I think I just gain an advantage, which I can save as momentum, or I can get the advantage right away. So I think what we'll do is, for this advantage, we will reveal the challenge. So we know that... Okay. So I've got sort of the information about the warp field dynamics. And this definitely takes place in the engineering room. Pines has their favorite console. It's got a good view of the warp core. They stand at the console and they run the numbers and they check the sensors and they study up as quickly as they can they see that the pack-led engines are attempting to tap into an energy source, which at first seems like it is a solar flare, which was part of the setup that we had. But I think this is where we're going to tie in the ancient discovery that there is some form of technology amplifying the wave patterns in this system. And if we can shut that off, we will stop them from being able to sort of like overclock their engines. And that's a better solution than firing a beam or a torpedo at them, which is specifically what the captain told me not to do, not to cause an incident. So we're going to call that a success, and then our advantage is we know the location of something that's causing this. So let's pop that success up there. And that's an additional success, which I missed. So we are done our first act. Act 2. Chief Engineer's Log Supplemental. We need to find the source of the strange emanations that are apparently suffusing this entire area of space. And then we need to shut them off. So, we can't use the entire ship because that will draw the attention of the Pack-Leds. And so I am going to leave my team in place to continue modifying the comms array, and I am going to volunteer to take a shuttlecraft and investigate where this is. Now, Pines, being who they are, is probably just going to blow it up. We'll see what it is. So I think our next scene is going to be trying to find the source of it. And I want it to be a a searching scene. We'll bring somebody with me, an ensign probably. I gotta flag the areas to generate like characters and not like, I mean, I suppose I could use the people ones in the back. I was just thinking like the character ones. But let's see. Oh, we got locations. So yeah. So that'll be what we do next. Okay, sector generation, spaceport entity, no. Lifeform origins, non-player characters, cultural traits. Yeah, so I want the characters. Yata, 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 yata. Who is my ensign coming along with me? We're gonna have you be a red shirt, and you are a 15, which says you are generated from the next generation era as well. An 8 means a human. Human. Let's pull out our D8 again. Go back to my Spectrum dealio, and we got an 8. All right. So this person is a trans man, human. So let's get his name. Those names are all feminine, so we're gonna go with Arturo Sato. Arturo Sato. Ensign Sato. Any relation to Hoshi? Hoshi Sato? Okay, Ensign Arturo Sato. Flying along with me. All right, Ensign Sato, we are going to do a careful search of this area, mapping the frequency of the wavelengths, finding out where they're heavier and where they're less, and eventually dropping into the coordinates where they originate from. No, I'm kidding. We don't have time for that. What we need to do is search around for strange anomalies. So we are going to fly as quickly as we can. That's going to be up to you. I'm going to scan. That's going to be up to me. And it's going to be a control. Oh, science. I'm not good at this. Ooh, you're going to do the scanning. I'm not good at scanning. Guess we're just going to get lucky. What am I good at? Gambling. You know what? We got to scan, but it's just going to be going by feel. So it's going to be an insight, which is an 8. And it's got to be science. Oh, I'm just not going to be... Oh, it's going to take forever. We're going to have to call for an assist from the ship. Oh, we got a chat. Just a heads up. Your audio is really low. Oh, okay. Thank you. I had to increase my audio from 12 normal viewing level to 58. Ooh, that's brutal. Thank you for the heads up. I have been fiddling with the audio and changing where my mic was. So let's just do this. Okay, we're testing a little bit now. I should be a lot louder. Apologies for that. I hope that it's not like got a whole bunch of background noise as well now, because that's one thing I was trying to avoid. For people watching on YouTube, hopefully I fixed that in post. Where was I? Gonna scan. I'm bad at scanning. Kicking off Scene 1, Act 2. Yeah, so we're gonna do Insight Science, which is a 9. I am not good at that. Oh, I got 1 success though. All right, fantastic. So against all odds, Chief Engineer Pines and Ensign Sato are able to hone in on the strange technology that is emanating this energy and causing problems in the system. We got to go as fast as we can. So let's complicate ourselves. We need something interesting. So let's throw an encounter in. Oh, no. That's what I was thinking of. We're going to do the location next to find out what it is, because that'll give us some interesting stuff. Location. Here we are. It's better. I've set it down to 26. Glad that you're playing Captain's Log. Captain's Log is so much fun. This is only my my second time trying it out. But I quite enjoy it. Are you a Captain's Log player? Do tell. Okay. Do you need to generate a fascinating location? Absolutely, I do. Rolling a d20, we got a 4. Cataclysmic. That's a theme. Okay. So now we've got a cataclysmic problem going on. We got a 7. Impact. The location has been devastated by the high-speed impact of an astronomical object or a crashing starship or station. The debris from the impact may still be falling and threaten to kill those in its path. Interesting. I like that. So, what if we are searching around for the strange emanations of this energy, and we find that there is a planetoid which has been you know, I kind of want to give it like a dwarf planet that is like near the system's asteroid belt and is constantly bombarded by rocks and metals and ice, and as we kind of like turn our sensors to it, a recent impact has just churned up the everything on the ground, and it's almost like a storm that we're going to have to navigate through. Which, of course, means at that moment where we go, oh, we're going to need one of the best pilots in the fleet to handle that. And Pines will go, good thing I'm like the second best. I'm kidding, I'm not great. I'm better with something on the ground, but I think we can handle it. So, we're going to fly in, and I'm going to use Daring Con, which is a 13. My ground vehicles does not apply, but I do have a value of I make the ship go. But it's more that's based more on the ship, on the Frontrunner, not on the shuttles. It's more engineering rather than flying. I'm not a great pilot. I'm an okay pilot, better than I am a scientist. But I'm great at daring. So we're going to do Daring Con. Ensign Sato, hold on to your butt. Ooh, 2 successes. Okay. So we're going to hold one on as momentum. And so I am going to... Where am I going to put that? I'm going to put that... just kind of under here. And we're going to say there's an ancient discovery on planetoid packlet ship doing donuts at warp, and that is still delayed. Let's see what we got. Hey, it kind of worked out. All right. So that was a success with momentum. We're doing great. We need to end the second scene. So we are going to find this ancient technology, and I want... what do I want it to be? Let's get... ships and stations, no. Downtime on a ship, we got games. Aww. I love some Prodigy. The gym, family events, mining resources, mining hazards, resource required, random radiation. It's good. Name generator. Hey, we got names, yeah. Planet name generator, where are you injured, what type of injury. Cool. Okay, so none of that's going to help right now. Let's do an encounter then, because I'm not certain what it looks like. So let's see what the challenge is. We've successfully navigated through the rock storm in our ship. We're getting into our suits. We're going to go out and find this ancient technology, shut it off so that we can save the Packleds without them knowing that Starfleet is in their area spying on them. What do we do? Beautiful ship. Yeah, we're gonna let's just generate a threat, right? A complication? We're just gonna pick a complication because we want it to be interesting. Okay. We're gonna roll a complication, which is a 15. The crew is too busy working on a different crisis on the ship, and resources are suddenly stretched thin. Ooh, okay. So this is great. We're flying in. We land the ship, and Chief Engineer Pines goes, smooth as butter. And then alarms start going off, and Ensign Sato says, Commander, I think that we took a couple of hits on the way in. I'm going to need to stay with the ship and fix this. And, Sato, it's a good call. I don't want to send you out alone. That is my job. And so Sato will stay with the ship and repair it to make sure that we have a way out of here. And I will move on my own through this terrifying rock storm to find the ancient technology. And, is there an interesting way to generate what this ancient technology could look like? I could roll on the species table, and then we could take, maybe it's a Klingon thing or something else. So we could do that. I like that. But now we're into... Okay, so that was scene 6, which was landing and finding that there was a problem. And I chose to fail that, so we're going to call it a complication. We're going to do 4-2. Because I wanted it to have a cool sort of cliffhanger as we're heading into Act 3. And Chief Engineer Pines goes out on his own, and the captain says, Pines, what are you doing? You need to wait, or yada yada, or hurry up, or take your ensign with you. And it's like, I'm sorry, Captain, you're breaking up. So 3 more scenes to run. Chief Engineer Pines, all on their own, walks through this terrifying rock storm on a planetoid with no atmosphere, little shards of metal and stone flying by them, trying to dodge them to make sure that the suit doesn't suffer horrible problems. So let's roll a fitness security to get there in time before the suit fails. Dangerous. Target number 11. I got a 2 and a 10. So we're going to roll on advantage since we already have momentum. Got an 8, which is a helpful species advanced. Possessing sophisticated technology or energy manipulating abilities, the species is able to help the crew in ways they're unable to fathom. So we'll do like a real original series moment where Pines is like pushing forward, and then hides behind something, and then pushes forward and comes to a like cheap 60s set style silvery monolith with no apparent entrance and like some strange markings, and they kind of like run their hand on it and then just disappear, and then they reappear inside, and it's going to be something built to look like something from Pines' childhood. And so back on the Illyrian agricultural world, this looks like something they would have enjoyed. It's probably just like an open field. It's like a all-terrain vehicle nearby. Some like herd animals off in the distance. Kind of like the moment of wonder where you're like, I'm on a holodeck? What's going on? And apparently there is at least an alien intelligence, or maybe a computer that is monitoring this, that now I'm going to need to negotiate with. And that's the beginning of Act 3, which is a success. We roll with the advantage. We got in. Alright, we're 7. We got 2 more scenes. So, let's determine a little bit about this species. They are helpful. Let's determine their archetype. With a 6, they are engineers, like me. Okay. Just making some notes. I'll save that. There's an ancient engineer species on a planetoid. Super cool. What's their cultural trait? 8. Health. Okay. Health. NPCs may choose to accept or rebel against the focus of their culture, from the goal of Ferengi affluence to the glory of the Klingons. These cultural traits will help to make an NPC's backstory deeper and more thoughtful. Health. Interesting. Okay. What's their goal? Yep. That rolled away. It was a 1. Add to their amazing collection. Okay. Good old collectors. Alright. So then our session name is... yeah, we'll do the age-old collectors. Very those old scientists. Tactics. Interesting. Alright. Tactics is where we're going to end, and we're going to have this scene. Grandiose. Show. I got an 8. So they are grandiose. Very interesting. Okay. And so Pine's like looking around in this beautiful, nostalgic representation of their homeworld. Says, hello? Hello? And we're going to have a grandiose show of the clouds opening and a bright light shining down and a voice saying, "Creature, why have you come? Is your intention to interfere with our works?" And Pines will kind of look around and go, let's see. Pines is a Romulan raised on a non-Romulan world. He's pretty suspicious, but not as, like, paranoid. And so we'll kind of be looking around for, you know, the man behind the curtain sort of thing, and say, I'm not certain what information you have, if at all, of the situations going on in the system, but your installation has contributed to an emergency situation. And the grandiose voice will laugh and say, yes, lesser species attempting to fathom that which we have wrought. Our science is far beyond those minds." And Pines will kind of perk up and say, like, "Oh, What are you working on? What is this entire sort of situation? It's like, oh, you cannot understand the depths of ours. And I'll say, oh, try me. And Pines will attempt to impress them by rattling off what they've already discovered about the warp field dynamics, and will use the momentum, maybe to reroll if necessary. Yeah, and so we're going to do a presence engineering with warp field dynamics, which is a 14. Let's do it. Oh, no, I already did it. I did it without needing the momentum. Getting a 7 and a 12. So let's roll an advantage. I'll pull it up in this book. I forgot how you do threat. I have to relook up those rules. Advantages and complications. Advantage. A 19. A power surge, an unexpected surge in energy boosts systems to operate above their threshold or clears up an environmental anomaly. How do we tie that together? And so Pines will say, the recent solar flare activity, it's worked in conjunction with your, and we're gonna go into some technobabble, because I know we had it. It was on, yeah, here we go. Random radiation. With your, oh god, chronotons. The solar flare activity has interacted with the chronoton waves emanating from this installation, and when fed through the Pakled warp systems that they have been clearly experimenting with, it's creating a feedback effect which has stuck them at a high warp signature. They are simultaneously sped while being held in place, and they are just circling. I don't believe that their ship will be able to withstand much more of this, and if we don't shut off the interaction soon, I expect they will explode. So, having suitably impressed them, they're collectors, they're engineers, they're helpful, and they will say, it is an interesting interaction. We would like to study their warp engine. And, well, you know what? I can't really stop them. The Pakleds aren't really... Oh, Pakleds. Yes, the Pakleds are doing something strange. I can't really stop these aliens. I could try and bribe them, but I don't have anything on me. Ooh. If you let me take a look at your technology, I could perhaps modify the range of the frequency of the chronotons so that it slows them down, and you could run scans. You don't need to have their engine here. You need to see it working. So I think this is like a two-part scene where I'm going to try and convince them of this plan. So we'll do, that's a reason more than a presence. I'm trying to logic them into this. And it'll be reason command. So target number of 13. And I still have my momentum. Rolled a nat 20 and a 17. We're going to use that momentum to re-roll that 20. Come on, come on, come on. Got a 2. And I have a focus in negotiation, which the 2 is underneath my command. And so generate momentum again, which is fantastic. And we'll get to work. So now we need to complete some modifications, and I'm going to arbitrarily say I need 3 successes before 1 failure. How hard do I want to make this? Let's make it hard. I need 3 successes before 1 failure. And if I fail, the Pac-Led ship will explode. Okay, so we're going to start with... We're going to start with a worse thing. We're going to do... control science. Well, I've got the momentum. Let's do an insight science. Literally my worst roll. While I have a momentum, to try and understand their systems and interfaces. Okay. Insight science. A 9. Yes, I rolled a 1 and a 2. Fantastic. And so I interface with their technology and begin to see how their chronoton generator is putting its radiation out into this system, and how the Pac-Leds are working into this. Great. Now we are going to reprogram. No, so first we're going to do the physical stuff. We're going to do the engineering first, and then we will run a program to make it happen. So we are going to do what I'm good at. Some quick engineering, some daring engineering. Target number is 16. System maintenance applies. I'm saying, still got momentum. I think I'm good. 16 and a 3. So yes, we do get the successes. We generate an advantage. This time, let's actually roll an advantage. Let's roll on the momentum table. So that's page 275. Where are we? There we go. Okay, we're gonna roll on a momentum. We're gonna get an 18, which is a trade opportunity. Let's find out what it is. 13 is new trade route established in vicinity. Yeah, it doesn't really apply. I'm cool with not going with that. Okay. I've understood the technology. I've done the rework. Now I need to run the program, and it's going to be a control science. I'm bad at it, but I still have momentum. This is my target number of 10. Let's do it. I got an 8 and a 17. And so we run the system, and the Pac-Leds are, this is the moment where it cuts to the Pac-Led ship, and they go, "We are going so fast, cannot see." That was my Pac-Led voice. And I change the frequency of the chronotons going out so that it bombards their energy, their warp core less often, reducing the effect and allowing them to drop down from whatever they were at, warp 9.5, down to warp 3, and then they could break free of the situation and Won't someone think of the poor Packlets? And they can get out of this constant spin that they were stuck in. That is the 9th scene in this short episode. And how do I say bye to my new friendly aliens? Well, they said that we got a trade route. So you know what I'm going to say? I'm going to say that they would like Pines to return with more examples of interesting technology. Maybe we'll have a long conversation, and then eventually the storm will break down, and Ensign Sato will radio to me, and I'll say, "Oh, everything is good to go. I have made first contact with another species, and all of it will be in my report." Pretty successful mission, and a lot of fun with 7-2. Packled's not what I was expecting. TOS style gods from above, also not what I was expecting. I guess they probably just bumped me back out into the planetoid, and I walk back to the ship, fly away with Ensign Sato. And like the last thing is, good job, Chief Pines. Now you need to get back on those comms because we still haven't completed our original mission to monitor whatever the Packlets are doing here. All right, well, that is where we're going to end it, because again, I said I was going to do a short session tonight. So that was Star Trek Frontrunner Session 2, The Age-Old Collectors. Cue the credit music. That's right. Myth and Jess, thanks for dropping by, and thanks for letting me know about my audio stuff. Gotta work on those things. But the YouTube one will be clearer for everybody watching later. Let's just run through the stuff I ran through at the beginning. I was recently on Continuing Conversations with Jim Johnson and Michael Dismuke. That episode was called Enrich Your Gaming Experience, where we talked about Beyond the Bridge stories that you can tell in Star Trek Adventures. You can find that on YouTube at on the channel Studio Tembo. And in the next couple of weeks, I am going to be on there again. Not sure what they're going to title the episode, but it was a really, really cool topic. We were talking about some Deep Space Nine stuff that was very interesting. We got really excited about it. Super, like, nerded out over Star Trek. Let's see. We've got a whole bunch of things coming out. 2 that I can talk about, and 1 that is secret. A new Octun Cthulhu adventure, Shadow of the Crawling Chaos, will be out around March. I'm working on a secret project, which I am so excited to talk about once I can finally eventually talk about it. Stay tuned. And I also am writing an adventure for the Stormlight RPG by Brotherwise Games. They announced back at Dragonsteel Con 2 weeks ago that I am part of the writing team, and so now I can finally talk about it. I've handed that in, and it's so fun. I'm really excited to work on that particular game. Jen and I are doing board game reviews for a website called gametheory.ca, and if you need to pick up a board game or a puzzle, you should go check them out. They are brand new. They're run by one of our friends who we've known for like 2 decades, and gametheory.ca. Ship all through North America. What else? That's previous stuff. Going into new stuff, for fans of The Expanse, I will be running a one-shot as part of the Expanse fan community one-page adventure jam. So we're running the adventure A Rock in a Hot Place by Jesse Akins, who wrote the adventure, won the contest, and Jesse will be playing on the stream with us, along with Odin, who is the organizer of the one-page adventure jam, and like the person who, I believe the person who started the fan community, but you know, he runs it right now. I assume he started it. I should ask him. And a couple of people from Green Ronin Publishing. So that is going to be Saturday, December 16th at noon Mountain Time. And for more Expanse stuff, Season 3 of Hellbreakers comes back on Monday, January 8th, 2024. So if you have been waiting with bated breath to see what happens to Jerry and the Cerberus system and the strange butterfly creatures, tune in then and check it out. Otherwise, follow us on socials at Skyhammer Press everywhere, pretty much, and follow us on YouTube, also at Skyhammer Press, youtube.com/@SkyhammerPress. We got a whole bunch of this stuff, and yeah, thanks for stopping by. Have a good night. Bye now.